it's a lovely day. Won't you come around and stay? We'll chat and laugh and maybe play in our own special way.
All right. Well, welcome to our newest segment called Hey Neighbor.
Hi.
Okay, that was not Michael. I don't know who that was, but please don't call me. But we wanted to add a segment. We had a few requests. People want to come in and talk about, events in the community, giving back, and just, awareness type stuff we're doing. So we figured, hey, why not add a quick little segment in when it's available? If somebody wants to talk about something happening here in the neighborhood,
Sure.
that we can help promote, because, we live in Coronado in the greater Phoenix area downtown. And,
would you like to give the zip code?
Yeah, it is 8500 something.
Okay.
Yeah, but today we got a very special guest on the podcast, sidecast. I don't know what we're calling it.
It's still a podcast.
Okay, it's the podcast, a slight variation.
Did you not get the notes I sent?
This was my idea, and I'm still figuring it out. Okay, can you just be patient with me? It's my first time. But
that's what she said.
Not our guest, to clarify. Okay. I'd restart it, but this is too good. No. But we got a Becky Santiago on the cast today. She is the president of the Neighborhood Association currently, been on the board for a few years, and we thought we'd bring her in. We have the Coronado home tour that's happening here in a few weeks, and we thought we'd bring her on here and talk about the event, a little bit what it takes to make it happen, how to volunteer, all that fun stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, the president of your neighborhood.
Dang, that was the coolest entrance I've ever had.
Seriously, best one I've ever given.
Well, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks.
No, thanks. We're here anyways.
So people that are not from the area may not know what the hell a home tour is. I will be honest. I, for a chunk of my time, lived in the East Coast. This home tour is not a thing. We don't invite people into our homes because we hate people.
Yeah.
So describe for people that don't know, what is a home tour and what is it? How does that work?
Yeah, happy to. Home Tour is a super awesome event. It's very special to the Phoenix area. We're not the only neighborhood that does it, but I would say we do it best.
Whatever,
it is what it is. But Home Tour is a one-day event where we welcome people, or we have a couple houses on tour, hence the name Home Tour. We'll open their homes and showcase their special place. Everyone, we live in a neighborhood that has a mix of unique styles. We have bungalows, we have other houses that aren't bungalows, other homes.
Do you live here?
I do live here, but turns out I don't know that much about home types.
Craftsman?
Obviously, you're an artist.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's type as well. We have at least those two types of homes.
Yeah, it's a huge variety.
And no, we also have a bunch of new modern homes as well, which, I think our community is very special in that we are very inviting, and not just for this event, but this event definitely highlights that, because we have several hundred people who attend cheer, and so that's a lot of people coming through your house. But there's great stories associated with what your space is, how old your house is. Some houses here are from the 1920s, 1930s, and there's a lot of history in that. So yeah, it's a one-day event where people go to stumble through other people's houses, and then also there's a street fair associated with it over at Coronado Park. So
nice.
Artists and vendors and food and all the fun stuff that comes along with a street fair.
That's awesome. It kicks off with the kids parade down around the streets with a bunch of children and juggling artists and whatnot, which is fun.
Well, I hope there's children. No, that's awkward if there's no children.
It's a parade for kids, except for
no one showed up.
Kids usually come with parents, but how many, on average, and we've done this for a few years now, we've been a part of it for a while, how many homes on average are available for people to go and tour through?
Usually 8 to 10, I would say, and this year we have 9 lined up, and then there's a couple of community destinations as well. So we have a Sikh temple in the neighborhood that opens up and allows people to come and learn about themselves and their culture and the temple itself. Awesome. And then there's a couple other businesses that are pretty unique and funky and have their own vibe as well for people to come check out. So.
That's awesome. I've been fortunate, I've been in the association for a couple of years under Becky's leadership, and a big part of it is getting the homeowners there and convincing them, hey, let a bunch of people come through your homes. Every person I've met this time had a really good time. Can you tell us what's a little bit involved about about, with if you're going to offer your home up, like, hey, is everyone allowed to go through your drawers and whatnot, or is it people are like, I don't know,
Drawers
all
like
drawers
pants?
I don't know why we have Michael on this, Becky. I'm so sorry.
That's a good question though, because it is a lot of people that come through your house, and it's your space, and it's people's homes are their sacred spaces and safe spaces. But in that regard, people are allowed to close off whatever they don't want seen, and if you want to lock doors, and if you want to have people go through a certain way through your house. Make the flow what you want. We provide volunteers, and then also usually people, the homeowners will find friends or other family to hang out for the day, and just kind of make sure, hey, that place is off limits. Don't go in there. Like, come on, guys. That's
why are you making an omelet?
Yeah.
It's the dungeon. Don't go in there.
Not that we've heard, not that we've gotten complaints about that being an issue, but it helps to have other eyes on your space.
Sure.
And so,
nice, awesome. Well, obviously you got we're not going to try and plug and get more homes now. You guys there was the tail end of like finalizing this 9 homes. That's great. Appreciate everyone that's offered their home currently in the past.
Definitely.
Like, big commitment. Really helps out. It's a big fundraiser for the Coronado Association. So a lot of the income comes from and helps fund little events we do and whatnot. But at this point now, I know the big part is like the volunteer, because it's not just there's a very small group of people. How many people on the association are like really involved with putting this together?
I would say 8 of us.
Yeah,
8 of the
us.
9. There's one person maybe at this table who. No, just kidding. You do all the day of stuff.
I show up day of. I don't I don't know spreadsheets. I like Becky says, I pick things up and I put them down. That's my job. But
Mongo move.
Yeah. But other neighborhoods we've looked at is like, they have like 40, 50 people on this. It's been a very small crew the last few years I've done it, which is amazing. Which it's getting permits and marking the streets and like being there for setup and safety. And there's so much involved in it people don't understand. But I guess like at this point that we're really pushing for the volunteers, to help out day of. Like, what are you looking for right now for volunteers? How can people help? What's the reward for being an awesome human being and volunteering your time?
Volunteering your time has 2 benefits. Well, I guess 3. First, you get to spend the day at an awesome event and get to meet great neighbors and community members, which is awesome.
Yep.
You also get a t-shirt for helping out, and as well as an entrance, I guess, into the event, because it is $25 to be able to tour the homes. The street fair itself is fair, so if you are free, the street fair is a fair
price.
The fair is a fair.
That's fair. Yeah.
The street fair is free, but to tour the homes is $25. So a volunteer gets entry into the homes. And the last thing is that on the Friday before the event, we have a sort of happy hour mixer for the volunteers and the homeowners, sort of just a social gathering to celebrate all the work that goes into this weekend and to kick it off on a fun note. So we are still looking for a lot of home tour, the home helpers, I guess, just to help as people need whatever.
Homes. Tell them not to steal the cutlery and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly.
Steal the cutlery.
I'm just saying, people are crazy.
Also not been an issue.
Just saying that on my silverware
I'm taking
matches.
this IKEA knife.
Can I have this butter knife? That's awesome.
And then, volunteers for the street fair itself, which has a whole slew of setup, breakdown. The not fun one is trash, but someone's got to do it, and it's also most of the time you're just actually getting to go look at the vendors, and then in between
That's
check in.
why I signed up for trash.
Yeah.
I'm like, I go see all the houses this way. You know? And free trash. Yeah.
So.
And so, just to be clear, the free T-shirt is just like a Hanes white 6-pack kind of T-shirt, or is it a custom T-shirt?
It's a custom special design, designed by a local artist.
Okay.
Is it mesh?
Do you want it to be mesh?
Maybe. I mean, do you want to sell tickets or not?
Are you going to volunteer, sir?
I will find people other than me, because no one wants to see a sausage casing like that.
Oh, wow. So, anyways, how do you mute yourself, Michael?
I'm in control.
He's got all the buttons. No, that's great. So, when is the home tour this year?
February 23rd.
Okay.
And it is from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Beautiful. And I heard the rumors of a beer garden.
No.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, no, not happening.
that one. I wanted that one. I guess I did it more of a womp womp, and it should be like a dun dun dun.
I was like, damn.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Michael hooked me up. It is.
thank
It
you.
is happening.
Awesome.
And so that is a welcomed addition to this year's fair.
Yeah, that's why the cutlery gets stolen. I'm just saying.
All the drunkards are
The drunk is like, I'm getting a souvenir. I was told
Definitely
that's
my crypto. I'm like, oh yeah, I just want to. I get drunk and I go steal stuff.
Is
Yeah.
there?
Silverware, I guess.
I'm a music guy. Is there going to be music at the street fair?
There sure will be.
Do tell.
Good question.
I believe the previous guest was speaking about porch concerts, and he also arranges the lineup for their music throughout the day at the street fair.
So you can have beer and music and buy things and go through homes.
And see jugglers.
and see jugglers.
Will there be fire?
I hope not.
No, I
No,
mean,
actually,
generally speaking.
We have 4 fire extinguishers and
The
stands.
person
Yeah.
who steals the
you
butter
know.
knife is lighting that up.
Yeah, well, duh. He's an arsonist klepto.
The thing that I always thought was, I've toured a few homes in the neighborhood. The thing I always thought was interesting was the way people use the space they have.
Yeah.
The homes in Coronado are not what I would call large. They built from the 20s to the 60s, 50s, whatever. So there's not a lot of room, but it's interesting how people choose to use the space.
Yeah.
A lot of people knock down walls and all that stuff, but I'm most interested in the clever uses of space.
Yeah.
I always thought that was very interesting, and I've taken a lot of things that I've seen on other homes and incorporated them into my home and stuff. So that's I think it's
100%.
really interesting, and it's, as I said, people on the East Coast don't do this kind of crap.
No.
But it's interesting to go through a home that people are willing to let you. It's weird. People like you walk through your home, but I think there's something endearing with that. I think it's interesting to let people just open themselves up to that kind of interaction with people.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people from outside this neighborhood that go through homes and take that information and take it in their own homes. So I think it's
and run
pretty
it
cool.
by their homeowner association and
Can I
get
do
told
that?
no. And, and the really cool thing is too, there's like such a mix of like, there's some modern homes that are just like, oh my God, like you blew this thing out and made it amazing. And there's like very classical homes with like really cool yards. I mean, it's just a nice, like most neighborhoods are master built and like you can like, oh, they across the street is the exact same home you have. Like,
correct.
That does not happen here.
Welcome to Tierra Beige.
Yeah. Like, ooh, which
Well,
elevation should I choose?
I think our neighborhood is fun too because they're not really wide lots. So the houses that are where they are larger are in the back, and so it's like, they're skinny but long properties.
That's what she said.
Okay.
Oh, a different podcast. My bad.
My mother's
She stopped listening.
So but I agree. It's fun to hear stories and share stories about design elements and where that inspiration comes from and where this piece of furniture came from. Great Aunt Shirley or whoever it may be.
No,
Came with the house.
Shirley was the worst.
She wasn't great. She was an aunt. Awesome. So, as people, obviously, there's still vendor space, or is it full now?
We can keep going with vendors.
Let's
We
go.
got the space.
We'll
Let's
take
go.
this bitch to the 51.
Yeah.
We don't care. Yeah. So if you're interested in like still being a volunteer or a vendor or just donating or being a sponsor, whatever it might be, how would somebody come across information like this and get involved?
That's a wonderful question. We have a fantastic website, www.thecoronadoNeighborhood.com.
The .com's important.
Yeah. And
Rolls off the tongue.
yeah. I'm actually, we might need to run that back because I'm not sure that is our neighborhood. Or what's our website?
Well, the cool thing I've learned is just like you just Google. The Google is so much easier.
Google the Coronado
Google
Neighborhood
Coronado
Association.
Neighborhood Home Tour 2025 will just automatically fill in. Then you click it, and then you read everything.
You might get California.
What is our neighborhood?
There's a Coronado, California.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
But if
what
you
is
go
ours?
home tour,
It's
those Coronado, California,
CoronadoNeighborhood.com.
they're not like this. People with $1 million homes are like, let's let
He's
people
hooking
steal
us
our
up.
cutlery. You know what I mean? Like, I think just my tip to anything is just Google it. You know, like,
I want to go to the tour that doesn't steal knives.
yeah, that's definitely not this one.
Lame.
Or Willow, or you gotta go
Okay,
to
Michael
California.
was, I hate saying this, correct.
Oh.
The CoronadoNeighborhood.com. Which I
Another
think is what
one.
I said, but
It is what you
honestly,
said. That's okay.
Well,
but
yeah,
I'm going to say I'm right.
For those of you at home, please restart the entire podcast and listen to it again so we get
But
another
skip forward to this part.
Yeah, but start from the beginning. That way we get credit for how
eliminate this part.
Yeah,
Got
we're
it.
trying to hit 15. So I think we've exhausted this topic, you know?
Okay.
Unless you have anything
no, I
else
have
to
nothing
add.
else to say.
No, but thank you
It's a
for
great
coming
way to
on.
spend an afternoon. Come on out
Yeah.
and like support your local community, but
Yeah.
like see cool shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'll speak from my personal experience. I volunteered for years, just wherever needed. Or Becky would bug me, or Tina, our next guest would bug us. Showed up, and then one day I was like, fine, I'll join the association, right? And
It's been a fun time.
Oh, it's been fulfilling, and there's some jerk in this super cool car
Unnecessary. Right.
revved his engine. But it's nice. Go out and volunteer. You meet a lot of friends. I have so many friends in this neighborhood, but I have so many more because we got involved, and you know what I mean. Like now we have friends that were involved ahead of time, like Michael, and we, I picked up his coattails and carried him on this podcast. I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic.
What are we talking about
What
now?
is happening?
Brian has a lot of friends. Is this moral of the story?
No,
Right?
no,
No.
one's listening still.
You're
They
so
tuned
popular.
out.
We
Once they
get
got
it.
the website.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but
The CoronadoNeighborhood.com. Come to home tour.
yeah, there it is. Boom,
Do that.
roast, and just edit me out. That'd be great.
100%.
Well, thanks for coming on, Becky. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks.
Hey neighbor, it's a lovely day. Won't you come around and stay? We'll chat and laugh and maybe play in our own special way. We got stories we can share, moments that we both can spare. So pull up a comfy chair, you know I'll always care. Hey neighbor, come along and take a seat. Hey neighbor, life feels better when we meet. Here the sky is always blue, friendship colors every hue. In this space for me and you, we'll make dreams come true.